Welcome back to my real estate podcast with David Liberatore. I'm your host, and today we're diving into something really specific and kind of exciting, the Longboat Key real estate market. David, thanks so much for being here. I know you've got some insights on what's happening there heading into 2026. What's the vibe right now in Longboat Key?
Hey, thanks for having me. So Longboat Key is really interesting right now. It's this beautiful barrier island in Sarasota County, and what we're seeing is a market that's definitely matured, but still has some really compelling opportunities. The inventory situation has stabilized compared to a couple years ago, which is giving buyers a bit more breathing room to actually make decisions instead of just jumping on anything.
Oh, I love that. So it's less of that crazy feeding frenzy we saw during the pandemic boom. So when you say inventory has stabilized, what does that actually look like in terms of numbers? Like, are we talking a healthy amount of homes on the market?
Exactly. We're seeing months of inventory that are more in line with what you'd call a balanced market. What's really interesting is that the price points are holding pretty steady. You're looking at median prices that reflect the premium nature of the island. It's a desirable location, right? Beachfront, great community, but we're not seeing the kind of wild appreciation that was happening a few years back. It's more normalized now, which actually makes it easier for people to understand what they're really paying for.
Right. So it sounds like things have kind of settled into a groove. What about buyer demand? Like, who's actually buying in Longboat Key right now? Are we still seeing that mix of retirees, vacation home people, investors?
So that's where it gets really nuanced. You've got your traditional retirees and empty nesters who are drawn to the lifestyle and the weather, obviously. But we're also seeing more younger families who are remote friendly and can work from anywhere. They're attracted to the quality of life, the schools in the area, and the fact that you can have that beach community feel without being in a major metro area. And then you've got your investors, though they're being a lot more selective than they were a couple years ago.
That's fascinating. So the remote work thing has really opened it up beyond just the
We're
traditional.
definitely in that middle ground right now, which is actually healthy. Sellers still have some leverage because Longboat Key is a premium product. There's only so much waterfront real estate on a barrier island, right? But buyers have more negotiating power than they did in 2021 and 2022. Days on market have increased, so homes aren't flying off the shelf in 48 hours anymore. That gives people time to really evaluate what they're buying and make thoughtful decisions.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What does that mean for someone who's thinking about buying or selling in Longboat Key right now? Like, if I'm a homeowner there thinking about selling, what's my window? Or if I'm a buyer, what should I be thinking about?
For sellers, I'd say the window is still good, but you need to be realistic about pricing and presentation. The market rewards homes that are well maintained and positioned properly. For buyers, this is actually a great time because you've got options, you can negotiate, and you're not feeling that pressure to make an emotional decision. I'd say take your time, do your due diligence, and understand what you're really getting. Also, don't overlook the value of working with someone who really knows the Longboat Key market. There are nuances to the island that matter.
That's really practical advice. So as we're heading into 2026, what's your outlook? Like, do you think we're going to see appreciation, stabilization, or are there any wild cards that could shift things?
I think we'll see modest appreciation, honestly. The fundamentals are solid. It's a desirable location. There's limited supply being created, and the demand is consistent. Interest rates could obviously shift things, but even if they come down, I don't think we'll see the kind of speculative frenzy we had before. It'll be more measured. The real wild cards are things like insurance costs and property taxes, which do affect buyer purchasing power in Florida. Those are worth monitoring.
Yeah, those are big factors that people don't always think about up front. Well, David, this has been really helpful. I feel like we've got a pretty clear picture of what's happening in Longboat Key. Any final thoughts for someone who's considering a move to the area or thinking about their real estate strategy there?
I just say, do your homework, talk to locals, and think about what you really want out of a home and a community. Longboat Key is special, and it's worth taking the time to make the right decision. Whether you're buying, selling, or just curious about the market, there's a lot of opportunity there if you approach it thoughtfully.
Perfect. David, thanks so much for breaking this down for us. This was really insightful. Folks, if you want to learn more about the Longboat Key market or real estate in general, definitely reach out to David. Thanks again for being here, and thanks to everyone listening. We'll catch you on the next episode.